Why compliance still wins. Over technology, Section 1.1 established that AI is a predictive tool, not a licensed professional. Section 1.2 demonstrated how to deploy AI tools in daily production. Section 1.3 now answers the most important question: how do you use AI without putting your license at risk? Artificial intelligence can multiply your marketing output. It can sharpen your scripts. It can elevate your presentation skills. But it does not carry a license. You do. In Arizona, every licensee operates under statutory and regulatory standards enforced by the Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE. Technology does not shift liability away from the agent. AI is a tool. Responsibility remains human. Arizona regulatory framework that applies to AI use. When using AI in your real estate business, several Arizona regulations apply. ARS, paragraph 32-153, grounds for discipline. ARS, paragraph 32-155, compensation disclosure requirements. AAC, R428-1101, professional conduct. AAC, R428-1103, broker supervision. AAC, R428-502, advertising requirements. ARS, paragraph 32-2151.01, record retention. These statutes and rules do not contain an AI exception. If AI produces misleading, inaccurate, exaggerated, discriminatory, or incomplete information and you publish it, you are accountable under these laws. AI does not create a compliance shield. ARS, paragraph 32-2153, grounds for discipline. This statute allows ADRE to discipline a licensee for misrepresentation, false promises, negligence, dishonest dealings, failure to disclose material facts. If AI generates a claim such as highest appreciation neighborhood in Gilbert, and you do not verify it, publishing that statement could be considered misrepresentation. The software is not disciplined, the licensee is. R428-1101, Professional Conduct and Reasonable Care. Arizona Administrative Code. R428-1101 requires licensees to exercise reasonable skill, care, and diligence. In the AI era, that means verifying square footage, confirming school districts, checking HOA data, reviewing tax information, confirming material facts, ensuring neutrality in marketing language, recommending professional assistance when appropriate professional judgment cannot be outsourced to a predictive language model. Example, risk scenario. You prompt AI, write a listing description for my Gilbert property. AI writes, located in one of Gilbert's top-rated school districts. If you did not verify school boundaries and publish that statement, you may have engaged in misrepresentation. The AI did not violate the rule. You did. Advertising compliance, R428-502. Arizona advertising rules require clear identification of the employing broker. This applies to social media posts, email marketing, listing websites, video content, digital advertisements, Canva graphics, Descript video captions, AI-generated landing pages. If AI generates a beautiful Instagram caption but does not include brokerage identification as required under R428-502, you must edit it before publishing. Compliance checklist. Before publishing AI content. Does this include brokerage identification? Are claims factually verifiable? Does it avoid misleading language? Is compensation disclosure clear where required? Does it avoid discriminatory phrasing? Has broker supervision policy been followed? Is the communication retained if transaction related? If the answer to any is no, revise before publishing. ARS, paragraph 32-2151.01, record retention and AI communication. Arizona requires brokers to retain transaction-related records. AI-generated content that may require retention includes email negotiations drafted by AI, buyer consultation scripts tied to specific transactions, CMA explanations used in listing appointments, inspection response explanations, compensation disclosure communication. If the communication materially relates to the transaction, it should be retained in accordance with ARS, paragraph 2151.01 and brokerage policy. Deleting AI drafts that were actually used in a transaction may create compliance exposure. AI and Compensation Conversations, ARS, paragraph 32.2155. Arizona law requires transparency in compensation agreements. If you ask AI to draft a buyer consultation explanation regarding compensation, ensure the language aligns with your brokerage's approved agreements, written buyer representation requirements, disclosure standards. Current Arizona law AI can structure clarity. It cannot determine legal compliance for your brokerage. Unauthorized practice of law concerns. AI can draft legal-sounding explanations, but it is not authorized to practice law. Neither are you beyond your license scope. If a client asks, "Can you explain the legal ramifications of this HOA amendment?" you may explain how the contract functions procedurally. You may not interpret statutory implications beyond your competency. Under R4 28-1101, agents must recommend professional assistance when appropriate. AI can help draft a compliant referral message. Because this HOA amendment may have legal implications beyond the scope of my real estate license, I recommend consulting a qualified Arizona real estate attorney. That is risk mitigation. Fair housing and ethical language standards. AI generates persuasive language based on patterns. Some of those patterns may unintentionally reflect biased or discriminatory phrasing. Avoid, perfect for young families, ideal for retirees, safe neighborhood, upscale demographic, great for first-time Americans. Marketing language must comply with federal fair housing standards and Arizona advertising rules. The safest prompt strategy includes: use neutral, non-discriminatory language compliant with fair housing standards. Ethics extend beyond compliance. They protect your long-term brand authority. Broker supervision, R4 28-1103. Designated brokers are responsible for supervision of advertising, document handling, and transaction activity. AI-generated content must operate under brokerage oversight. Broker-level risk management strategy. Develop written AI usage policies. Require data verification procedures. Mandate broker name inclusion in all ads. Define review requirements. Establish record retention protocols. Provide fair housing training related to AI language. AI increases production speed. Without supervision, it increases liability speed. Data privacy and confidentiality technology convenience must never override client confidentiality. Never input into AI systems. Social security numbers. Wire instructions. Bank statements. Loan pre-approval letters. Unpublished MLS confidential remarks. Sensitive negotiation details. Confidentiality breaches may expose licensees to discipline under ARS, paragraph 32.2.153, and professional conduct violations. AI tools are not secure transaction vaults. Practical ethical AI workflow. Before publishing anything generated by AI, ask, is it accurate? Is it verifiable? Is it compliant with R4 28-502? Does it reflect reasonable care under R4 28-1101? Would I defend this in front of ADRE? Is this retained if transaction-related under 32.2151.01? If yes, proceed. If not, revise. This is how professional judgment stays in control of technology. Real-life Arizona example. You list a home in Queen Creek and prompt AI to write, best priced home in the entire subdivision. Unless you verified active listings and comparable data, that statement may be misleading. Safer prompt. Write a description positioning this home competitively within current active listings in Queen Creek. Avoid unverifiable superlatives. Precision prevents discipline. High-integrity AI prompts for Arizona agents. Market education prompt. Explain the current Phoenix Metro housing inventory trends using neutral, data-driven language. Avoid exaggerated urgency. Seller risk explanation prompt. Draft an email explaining why overpricing a home in Gilbert can increase days on market and reduce leverage. Keep tone factual and professional. Buyer protection prompt. Write a script explaining the inspection period under the Arizona purchase contract without giving legal advice. Negotiation risk prompt. Draft a summary email outlining buyer repair requests factually and clearly without inflammatory language. The goal is not hype. The goal is clarity, authority, and compliance.